You know what time it
Time to
is.
stand up and speak your mind. In this elitist jungle, keep the beats alive. Whether yoga or doja that keeps you high. Gotta stay up, cause on the street you die. Time to wake up and see the light. Stop counting sheep, seize your life. Free your eyes and see suns rise on the horizon. Where the street meets the sky. The master's ignorance feeds our master's greed.
What's going on, everybody? Boom. You know what, man? I thought I would do something a little bit different today. Always talking about all this other stuff, which I love doing. But you know what, man? I just kind of want to connect today. It's story time, baby. I thought I would tell some Navy stories. So I put on the old Petty Officer Morrison uni. So glad I kept this thing, man. I love this thing. It's my Veterans Day, Memorial Day, throw on, you know. Anyway, the United States Navy. You can take the fucking man out of the Navy, but you can't take the Navy out of the man. I am a sailor through and through, 100%. You know what? There's a long line of tradition, naval tradition in my family. My father's father, World War II naval veteran. My mom's father's brothers, my mom's uncles, all World War II Navy vets. I mean, just long line of naval tradition in this family. So when I knew I was going to join, I was like, I'm joining the Navy. Yeah, you know, I screwed around till I was like 19, you know, till I was like 19. September 1997. I graduated high school in 1996. So September 1997, I joined up, man. Went down to the recruiter's office in San Pedro, California, and I said, sign me up, dude. I don't need you to tell me there's a fucking bowling alley on the ship. I'm ready to go. Just get me on the quickest program out the door. Asked me what kind of job I wanted to do, and at the time I was like, you know what? I want to work on a flight deck of an aircraft carrier. 100%. That's that. We are working on the flight deck. Boom. And I said, how do I get there? Well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to direct the planes, the yellow shirts with the freaking glow sticks in their hands, just EDM in the planes. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do. I wanted a fucking EDM with the planes on the deck. No. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And he said 6 months it would take. 6 months I'd have to wait for that program to come for that program. I was like, yeah, I don't 6 months. No, man, I want to go now. Like, sign me up. And he said, well, there's the Airman Apprenticeship Program. And the Airman Apprenticeship Program would put me on an aircraft carrier as an apprentice. Basically, it's an airman crew, so anywhere in the flight deck, and there are several roles on the flight deck. There are the yellow shirts. Those are the directors. There are the green shirts, which are catapults and arresting gear. There are the purple shirts, who deal with the fuel hoses, the grapes. And then there are the red shirts, who are the ordnance men, deal with the bombs. Those are ship's company, and those are aviation boatswain's mates, is what they are. I was an ABE, a green shirt, aviation boatswain's mate equipment, launch and recovery equipment. And yeah, man. So that's where they landed me, right? I wanted to be a director, and there was a chance that I could get that. But when I got to the ship, they were like, hey, when you're done, boom, we're going to put you into catapults and arresting gear. And at first I thought, oh, shit, man. And we heard a lot of stories about that. It's going to be a hard job, dude. That's the toughest job on the flight deck. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. You know, I was like, why would I don't want to go for the easy thing. I want to go for the hard thing. You know, let's go. I want. If I'm going to join the Navy, I want to be on the flight deck. If I'm going to be on the flight deck, let me be with the dudes that are launching them and catching them. You know, and that's what I did. So aviation boatswain's mate, launch and recovery equipment. Boot camp was a trip. Let's talk about boot camp. I guess that's how we started off, right? Boot camp's a trip. Boot camp is rough. You know, it seems like it was a big. You know what? Actually, there was a big fucking party in the hotel room. You go to MEPS, which is the military fucking insemination process. When you go through the military insemination process, that's not what it is, by the way. I'm just talking shit. When you go to MEPS, and then like you have to catch a flight. So I think I was in a hotel in LAX at least one night. I don't remember if I was two, and there are tons of kids that are going off into the military in the building, and we threw a fucking rager. I mean, I don't remember whose room the room was actually in, but there was a room, and it had a tub full of ice and beer, and we were just getting after it. I mean, we were getting after it, man. There and some folks are going to the Army, some folks are going to the Navy. I hooked up with some of the dudes that were going to the Navy. You know what? I think actually, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure a couple of those guys that were in. That's right. I need to look in my. That's right. I'm pretty sure that one or two of the guys that went with me from LAX, from the hotel LAX the night before, we went through boot camp together, and we ended up in San Diego on the same ship in the same command together. One of those dudes, I think at least one. My brain could be confused, but I feel like that dude, I feel like we went all the way through. He got assigned to a different, once we went into the apprenticeship program, he had to have gone Airman Apprentice. Was he in the same? Anyway, crazy. Isn't that crazy? Fucking battle buddies kind of deal, but just randomly. Anyway, so where was I? Full circle. I don't even know where I was. Fucking huge, huge fucking party in MEPS, man. That was, I call it MEPS. It was the hotel before boot camp. And then boot camp, we flew into boot camp. We got on the plane, LAX, and we're going to Great Lakes, Illinois, which is, I believe, an hour south of Chicago. Maybe it's north. I'd have to look at the map. I should probably know that, but I don't. Great Lakes, Illinois. And I was just thinking about this the other day about us. I was thinking in my head, I feel like there's a time where I flew and I got off the plane and I was friggin' wearing shorts and a t-shirt and didn't have any warm weather stuff and was like, this is bad. This is not good. I think it was when I went to boot camp, leaving LA in September would have been comfy-ish. And then we probably laid over somewhere on our way to Great Lakes. It might even have been when we got off the plane in Great Lakes. Somewhere we got off and we ran outside to have a cigarette, and I remember thinking, this is cold. Some layover in between Great Lakes and LA. This is fucking cold, bro. This is what they mean. And I was like underdressed like an idiot. Some 19-year-old idiot doesn't know anything. Anyway, yeah, that was really cool. And then Great Lakes, and then after you get off the plane in Great Lakes, they put you in these vans, and then they take you to boot camp. And then when you get out of boot camp, it seems like it's going to be pretty cool. There are a couple of like recruit dudes that are doing their job. They're like 6-week or 7-week into their boot camp, and they go do different jobs. And these guys' jobs are processing new recruits. They're like the admin, the yeoman, and they're not really dicks, but they're telling you what to do, and they take you in to see these people, and then pretty soon it's you strip down to your undies, just like the pictures, man. They take your hair, they put you in navy sweats, and then they put you in a hallway in a line, in the main building, and it's freezing and it's cold, and you're thinking, what the fuck did I just get myself into, man? Like, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I was crying. Like, what did I do? Oh my God, this is bad. And then the fucking adults start coming in, right? Then the men and women come in and start telling you what's up. Don't talk. Don't move. Don't fucking breathe. And shit gets real quick. And that drives you even further into this. What did I do? Oh my God. Like, I mean, they take everything off of you. They take all of your goods. Take all of your hair. Yeah, and I remember it being cold in there. I think we sat against this block wall, like a cinder block wall in the hallway in the tile. I think we were there for a day in the hallway. just being 12 hours at least sleeping, and someone would come by and don't sleep. Or man, I can't remember. And then they put you, then pretty soon you start to class up, right? And once you start to class up, they put you in these chairs. They're like school chairs with the little desk side thing on there. And they've got two guys up there. And we had a chief and Chief Morton and Petty Officer Spencer. And they're the DIs, right? The drill instructors. They're the chief. They're the chiefs, right? We didn't call them drill instructors in the Navy. They were called something else. I don't think they were drill instructors. Anyway, they start to class you up. I was Division 515. Division 515. And so we sat there for a day because they have to have 80 recruits in order to send them off and give them a dorm and do all of this. So we're waiting for a number. And that took a day or two. And while we were doing that, they put us in this barracks, like a temporary barracks. So we wake up the next day, have chow, and then I think, that took several days sitting there. And at this point, the guys are being pretty cool with you, right? The chief and your drill instructors, they're being pretty cool with you. I mean, they'll catch you up, but they're being kind of cool, just talking about who you are, finding out who you are, where you've been from. And at this point, it seems like, okay, this ain't gonna be too bad. And then once you class up and they take you into the barracks, then the shit really starts to, these fools start getting on you. Oh, man, the racks, the barracks. Man, the boot camp is such a cool experience, man. They put you through so much. I forget sometimes that I went through this. This is cool why I decided, you know what, let me tell some stories. Let me tell a little Navy. Let's talk Navy history, right? Remind myself, and this kind of goes right along with the Abyss. Remind myself who I am, what I've chosen to do, the responsibilities I've taken on, right? Fucking boot camp, man. When I thought about telling you guys this story today, I really was thinking about Petty Officer Spencer, man. Oh. Chief Fortin. Was it Fortin? Chief Fortin. Chief Fortin. Tall, skinny guy, right? These two guys, man. Chief Fortin was tall and slender, right? Like a rail. Like he was probably 6'2", 6'3", and just slender. And then Petty Officer Spencer was this little short dude, shorter than me. I'm only 5'8", and Spencer was shorter than me, 5'6", 5'5". I mean, short little dude. He's big ears. And he had fucking Napoleon complex, big time. Big fucking Dumbo, short man. And he was a first class petty officer. And we would kind of like, you would look down and laugh at him, but then he would just get into you like nobody's business, dude. And also the great thing about Petty Officer Spencer was a submariner, meaning he was on submarine dude, like full on. So not only was this dude, not only was he short man complex, but he had submariner's complex. So the dude's ego was fucking inflated so big, and then he had a chew in his mouth. A big old chaw just fucking floating on his fucking bottom lip the whole time. Teeth were brown, and drinking coffee all day. Oh, and he used to swallow the fucking Copenhagen. He would just gut that shit. I could never. I would. Seriously, I would fucking blow chow on you right now. It'd be over. Fucking Petty Officer Spencer, man. He was a tough one. He was bad cop for sure. And Chief Fortin was good cop. Spencer was bad cop. And the funny thing was the tall, skinny dude and the short little dude, I gotta get some pictures and get you guys some pictures up. Yeah, that was funny. Boot camp was a trip, man. Boot camp was a trip. Yeah, man. I was a section leader for a little while, meaning I got to a section of the section of the racks. I forget how many rows of racks there were, but every 8 rows was a section, so you had 5 or 6 guys that were under you. 6 or 8 guys. I can't remember. I remember that fucking they had it broken down into the way the fucking racks were set up. The closest people to the office that was the hierarchy, right? So the closer you were to the office in your rack was the rank that you had. And so, like, we had a recruit chief petty officer. We had a recruit assistant chief petty officer. That dude, the recruit chief petty officer was a dude who had done time in the Army. So he kind of already had some rank, but he had to go through Navy boot camp in order to go into the SEAL program. So he had to come through and do boot camp. And the other dude that was the AROC, the assistant recruit chief petty officer, he was... I believe he was an Air Force guy, maybe a reservist, and wanted to go Navy. I remember the Army dude because he was, I think he was a Ranger. He had been a Ranger prior to, and then got out, and then was coming back in and wanted to go SEAL. So he had to do, anyway, those are cool dudes. They had the racks, the first 2 racks, closest to the command center, which was the office where the Fortin or Spencer would spend the night. They rotated, and they called that the suburbs, right? And then on the other side of that were the section leaders, right? Section 1, Section 2. I can't remember how many sections there were, but those were our division leaders and then the section leaders. And they called that the first like 10 racks, they called like the suburbs. And then the next one they called downtown, and then the further one was the ghetto. If you were off, so if you got in trouble or you were a troublemaker, they sent you to the fucking back of the bus, dude. Fucking for real. If you were a fucking dirtbag or you fucking couldn't get your shit together, you went to the ghetto. They sent you down to the end, and fucking you were back in there. Just keep your head down, keep your rack secure, and you'll make it through. But the rest of us, we had higher standards. So I was a section leader, and I was in charge of some guys. I can't remember if I was in charge of the section in the ghetto, but I do remember there was one kid. I think his name was fucking Sneed. Sneed. And Sneed was he was one of my trouble dudes, but I worked with him a lot. You got to fold your undies a certain way, and you got to fucking tuck your rack in a certain way. It's all about attention to detail. And Sneed was a fuck off, dude. I mean, I spent so much time getting in trouble doing burpees for this guy, self-destruct, and then the crazy thing is I screwed up. I got fired as section leader, and that fool fucking stepped up and became the section leader. Hey, that was pretty cool. Like, I actually helped that dude, and he stepped up, and he was a good section leader, and he was like, Morrison, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you, even though you fucked up and you got fired. Like, I remember what I got fired for. I think I fell asleep in class one day. I think I fell asleep a couple times. It's hard sometimes, man, and you're tired, dude, and you're fucking sitting there listening to some Yahoo talk about some bullshit fucking thing that some yeoman do or some, like, man, I'm going to the flight deck, dude. I don't need to know about your admin, something. I can't remember. Some Navy standard, some class. Those were our classes that we had to be Navy standards. I mean, they were good classes, but you would be tired, man. I was tired. I got fired from that section leader job because you get fired. You can't set the example and hold the standard, then you get fired. And then there was another time I think I fell asleep again. That was a thing for me, falling asleep. And I thought I was going to get ASMO'd, which meant they were going to push me back a class. And I was like, we were so close to graduation, and graduation was going to be on Thanksgiving weekend, right? So we were going to have Thanksgiving off the day before, and then Friday was going to be pass and review, and then we had Liberty the rest of the weekend, and my parents had already planned to come out. They adopted 2 sailors whose parents couldn't come out, adopt a sailor, so that they could do Liberty with us on Thanksgiving, Kemp and Dang. And so it was like, I freaked out, dude. I was crying. I thought they were going to ASMO me back to the deal. I thought I was going to have to do some crazy PT. I was like, no, you can't ASMO me. My fucking parents are coming. And, dude, it was a big deal. And I remember talking to the, Arpak and A-Rock, and they were like, look, talk to petty officer. And I remember, I think if I remember correctly, we were all terrified of petty officer Spencer, right? I mean, he was a shithead. But I went to him with this and spoke to him and was like, look, dude, I fucked up. And however, so he made me do some advanced PT and which was get up early. And in the end, that was way better for me anyway. Some AIT, APT, AIT, advanced intensive training. Just fucking run a mile every morning, right? Like extra push-ups and sit-ups. Made it through, man. Made it through. But yeah, Petty Officer Spencer was really cool about it. I took some licks and kept going. Got to continue on to Thanksgiving. Mom, stepdad came out, took Dang out, took Kemp out. We went to Chicago Thursday for Thanksgiving. We found a restaurant for some turkey dinner. It was friggin' awesome, dude. Freezing ass cold in Chicago, which Chicagoans will say, that ain't winter time, but I'm from Cali, dog. That's fucking winter over there. You know what I'm saying? That's winter time. Boot camp, made it through. Ended up graduating very well out of the class, actually. And anyway, Spencer. Back to fucking Petty Officer Spencer. So this guy, we had passed and reviewed Thanksgiving weekend, and then we weren't transferring. We had another week in between Thanksgiving and when we all got sent out to our classes, our schools. And so basically we had graduated. So at this point we're sailors, you know what I mean? We're not recruits anymore. And so they lightened up on us. They let us, we could go to chow on our own. We could march down on our own. We could go sign out in a couple groups and go out. We could leave the base even and go across the street to the fucking training center. I think we were allowed to do that. Maybe we couldn't leave the base. But anyway, we were allowed to go down to the rec center and do PT on our own. And we would all have to get together to march to chow on our own. It was really cool. And so at this point, Petty Officer Spencer, he lightened up a lot in this last week. And so we would do this forward IG. And they would push the first 10 racks back. And then we would all sit 3 abreast. And so Spencer was like, forward IG, let's, everybody up here. And I don't know, it was like Wednesday or something after we had graduated. And this dude, he's sitting back in the fucking, right? He's got the table up. He's got his fucking legs up. He's kicking back, bullshitting with us, and we're at forward IG and we're telling stories, man. We are just telling stories, right? And that's how Spencer was, man. He had his feet up, fucking jaw in his mouth. Big ol' fucking chachalaka. And we're bullshitting, dude. And I don't even, maybe Petty Officer Spencer might even had one of those little squeaky voices with the fucking ears. Hey, you fucking Morrison, fucking shut the fuck up, Morrison. We're telling stories here. Where are you from, Morrison? What the fuck? And I don't remember, but in my head, it sounds good. The Dumbo ears, fucking Submariner complex. And so we're bullshitting, right? And fucking Petty Officer Spencer sitting there. And I shit you not. The motherfucker goes over, dude. Oh! He fucking goes over. The table fucking goes over. Fucking Spencer goes over. Because they had a folding table. Fucking hits the fucking wall of the fucking... Spencer goes down, dude. Spencer fucking goes down. I mean, it was fucking bad. And then we start fucking cracking up. The whole division, all 70 fucking 5 of us we cannot stop laughing. We're fucking dying laughing. He gets up. His face is fucking red. He's embarrassed as fuck. And then he's like looking around and picks up the chair and sets the table up. And then he realizes that we're all laughing at him. And he fucking he went from to, oh, fuck no, you motherfuckers think that's funny? Oh, he hit the switch. Fucking shut it down now. Shut it down. And we try to fucking hold it, right? We're trying to hold it. But you can't hold this motherfucker to say shit. And there was probably about 12 or 15 of us who could not stop laughing. Couldn't stop. And he starts one by one picking us up, picking us out, right? And our Morrison, self-destruct up here. Oh, and I remember A-Rock and Arpak couldn't. You two, really, get your asses up here. You know, Shane, fucking Sneed. Dang, get your asses self-destruct. And self-destruct was a 8-point push-up. It's like a burpee, but it's the 8-pointer. Right? It's the 8-pointer. So it's standing, and then it's down, hands down is 1, legs out is 2, spread your legs is 3, legs together is 4, down of a push-up is 5, up from a push-up is 6, tuck your knees in 7, 8 is standing, that's 1. The 8-point push-up, the 8-point burpee. And so we'd do the 8-point burpee. And for those of you who are listening on Spotify, I just did an 8-point burpee. And secondly, if you're listening on Spotify, I totally just enacted that out. You guys miss it. You have to watch the video. Go to my YouTube channel, The Berg in the Abyss on YouTube, to watch this episode and watch me fucking make an ass of myself. I love to do it, just like Spencer. Anyway, where was I? Self-destructing, right? So we're up there self-destructing. And at this point, since we're self-destructing, we can just go ahead and laugh, right? Like, we can laugh. And he's like, you motherfuckers. Like, well, he's like, the more you laugh, the longer you're going to self-destruct. So there's fucking 10 or 12 of us up there doing 8-point push-ups all together, laughing our asses off because we're like, fuck it. And I can't remember. He's like, how long do you want us to do this, Petty Officer Spencer? And he's like, until I fucking tell you to stop, or you fall over. Is that understood? Yes, sir. And at this point, most of us up there, like, we're all in great shape, dude. And I remember I could do this all day. You know what I mean? So we're just up there, and finally he's just like, are you fucking guys kidding me? And what? We'll go. He's like, all right, fucking get out of here, man. You know? Fucking pains the asses. Oh, shit. Fucking Spencer. I can't believe he fell out of his chair. Oh, my God. Boot camp, man. That's a great boot camp story. Yeah, I was thinking about that today. Fucking fell out of his chair, dude. I gotta get a picture of him. Old Spencer later. I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen. Young Jamie. I don't have a young Jamie. I am young Jamie. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. You can see Chief, and you can see Petty Officer Spencer. Let's see. Where's the Berg? There he is. Old handsome. The Berg. This is the dude here. This dude, I think he's the guy that went with me from MEPS to here. Oh, Spencer, look, he does have the Dumbo ears. Oh, shit. Fucking Spencer. I always wondered what happened to those guys, you know? Man, Petty Officer Spencer, if you were, if you're out there for some reason and you come across this, man, I just want to thank you for your service, my friend. Yeah, it would have been great to fucking run into you in the future sometime as more of an adult and been able to bust your balls a little bit. I think we busted your balls good enough by laughing and fucking self-destructing for 30 minutes. Oh, memory lane, dude. Great Lakes, Illinois. Look at that. United States Navy. Booyah! Good times. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. A little insight into me, telling some stories. And also, you know how this reflects in me as far as knowing my worth, kind of goes along with, look, I went to boot camp. I made it through the Navy. Did I get in trouble? Yeah, I made some mistakes. How do you bounce back from those mistakes? Also, it's something I volunteered for, something I volunteered to do that was difficult, right? I volunteered to do the difficult thing, go to the Navy. I volunteered to do the difficult job. Or didn't actually volunteer, but when they threw me in the difficult job, I chose to stay and stick with it and go, you know what, I'm going to make the best of this. And actually did while working in V2 on the catapults and arresting gear. So that was fantastic. You know, I didn't bail out on that. I did my duty. I did my job. And I got an honorable discharge, you know? I mean, hey, booyah, did my foe, playboy. We could talk about some other stuff too, but I wanted to kind of tell some stories, put on the old uni, and get in here. What time is it? I got to start getting ready. I got therapy today. Gonna go see the therapist. So anyway, guys, you know what, man? That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace, and I'm out.
You know what time it
Time to
is.
stand up and speak your mind. In this elitist jungle, keep the beats alive. Whether yoga or doja that keeps you high. Gotta stay up, cause on the street you die. Time to wake up and see the light. Stop counting sheep, seize your life. Free your eyes and see suns rise on the horizon. Where the street meets the sky.
The master's ignorance feeds our master's greed. Open your mind and read some chapters.